Hey everyone, we are back again for Malik Mondays, coming at you with six, actually, not five, six ways that you can increase your confidence. So, I believe I mentioned this in my previous video that I made last week. This kind of overlaps into it. It's really stop caring about the opinions of others. Now, I'm sure you've all heard this one before. This is something that, we've been told time and time again, but yet for some reason, we still do it. And it really does affect our psyche and the way we view ourselves, but also the way we view others and the world around us. So, I don't mean in the sense of do not take any type of criticism from someone or constructive criticism or opinions, but in a sense, take them with a grain of salt. Or being said, you just have to be confident in who you are and what you're doing or whatever it is you have going on, because misery likes company. Because at the end of the day, only you know you. And if you know that you have something good going, that lightning in a bottle theory that I mentioned earlier in my previous video, then opinions of others don't matter, because at the end of the day, people today, everyone has an opinion where 9 times out of 10 is not even warranted. So my next point, number 2, this is a big one, and this is something I actually did a lot from, I would say, middle school to freshman year at Clayton State, is your body language. How you walk, how you interact with people, how do you sit down. These are things that people actually look at, whether you know it or not. So when you walk, are you slouched over and just like, or are you walking with grace and confidence because you know that you're just happy to be here, or you're just moving with grace and pride? You know what I mean? Like, your walk and how you walk is very important, and I'm not sure. Also, another thing to consider with that is with your body language. How do you, your posture? How do you look when you're sitting down? Are you slouched over, or are you sitting upright and you're attentive and you're engaging in a conversation with someone? These are things that people look for, whether it's meeting someone for the first time or it's during an interview. But these are things that people notice these things, so you can't run from it. So you would have to adjust that. If it's something that you're not even aware of, I suggest you start working on it now, because trust me, people look at these things. Do you look people in the eyes when you talk to them? Like, I don't know what it is, but I've seen so many people, and I used to be guilty of this, unfortunately, but when you talk to someone, they don't look them in the eyes. And I'm just like, how can someone take anything what you're saying seriously? Like, for me now, I don't care if it's a guy or a girl, I will look you in your eyes when I'm talking to you, because I'm letting you know what I'm saying, I believe it, and it's factual. Like, I'm not, BSing you. So that is a big thing, because when you look away from someone, it just tells that you're just being deceitful, sneaky, you're not really being very truthful in your words. So I would say eye contact is very important. That's something that I stress, whether it's meeting someone or on an interview, or if you have to present, look people in the eyes. Don't stare at them, obviously, like, we're not doing that, okay? But look at them, because you have to establish that type of connection, right? So that is number 2. Number 3, investing in your health. Now, what I mean by this is more so physically, right? So a lot of us, we're not maybe happy with our bodies, and we're not comfortable in our skin. I think getting comfortable in your own skin is very important. So for all the guys watching this, I cannot stress this enough. Get to the gym. I promise you, it will be one of the greatest decisions in your life that you make, at least 3 times a week. I go 3 times a week. That's why I'm saying this. When you go to the gym, it's one of those things where you release those chemicals in your brain, endorphins, and that's the things that make you feel better. Whenever you know, watch a favorite movie or you eat your favorite food, that chemical gets released and into your body, and it's like a high. You feel great, you know, whenever you're lifting heavy weights or you're running cardio. And when you accomplish your goals in the gym, it translates to real life. 9 times out of 10 does give you that confidence, because when you see your body coming together the way you want it to be, and then you see the hard work, like I cannot tell you, I personally lost probably 120 pounds by now if I calculate everything the last 2 years. And I've noticed a drastic change from how people have treated me then till now. It's night and day. I've really came so far, but I have so much farther to go. Number 4 is stop looking for validation in others. Now, I think this is one that can be applied to everyone, and we all do this, no matter from ages 10 to 25 and up. Everyone wants to fit into a group. We all want to belong to somewhere, right? Whether it's social settings or friend groups, whether it's, we all have this tribe-like nature to be around other people. You need to realize that you are enough, and trying to get that from someone else is negatively going to impact your lifestyle. So with that being said, you should be the only one that should be trying to validate yourself. And that comes from self-love. That comes from you knowing what your abilities are, what you're capable of. So looking for that from someone else, it only leads to failure, because people are going to hurt you more. People are going to walk all over you. And more importantly, it's just going to be a constant cycle of just hurt. So I do urge people to just love yourself. And some ways you can do that, honestly, from experience, read self-help books, listen to podcasts, or even YouTube people who have, gone through a similar struggle that you're currently going through, and take their advice and ideas so you can be in a better place. Because at the end of the day, you are in control of your life, and your actions is what's going to lead to your success. And I think everyone will be able to relate to this one. But find your identity. And this is very crucial for all the guys out there, because I feel like society has taught us to think a certain way or act a certain way. What we have to realize is life is a marathon, not a sprint. And I always think of my achievements and anything I want to do in life, I want it to be a slow burn, as it gradually over time, because I feel like I will appreciate it more, and it will be sustaining longer for me, at least. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? What are you here on this earth to do? I personally believe that we are not on this earth to just pay bills and go to school and work a job that probably over 90% of people don't enjoy currently. We should all strive to do things that bring us joy into our lives. I really think we should. We have the technology, we have the resources, we have the internet. I mean, I'm literally making these videos right now. So I really feel like you need to find your identity. And also, don't let your identity just be tied to one thing or one person. I feel like that's very important, because oftentimes when people get into relationships, they make their boyfriend or girlfriend their identity. Like, they make their whole relationship just consume their life. And in the past, I have been guilty of this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But you need to be able to find your identity outside of that relationship. But even if you are in a relationship, just find your identity as a person, right? You need to be able to find what it is what's your calling. And if you don't know it now, that's okay. Because I feel like that's something that will eventually change over time, depending on your environment and certain things that are in your life. But I think for right now, find something it is that you're passionate about. Look at people today, whether it's radio hosts or real estate agents or doctors. Now more than ever, people are multifaceted. They're not just a doctor, they're also a fitness trainer. They're not just a radio host, they're also an author. they're not just a rapper, they're also a singer and songwriter or producer. So people have many different hats. So you have to find out what yours is first, and then from that, you should be able to evolve and then acquire more hats. Okay, so number 6 now. This one is something that I believe can just be applied universally, but fellas, we gotta do better. And this has to do with rejection. Ugh, I know it's not the most pleasant topic or conversation to have, but it needs to be had. So I feel as if we need to use rejection as motivation. So when a situation does not work out, whether it's with a person, whether it's with an interview, whether it's with a career change, anything applicable to your life, use that as fuel to learn, become better, and overall just appreciate the experience, because that is going to get you to the next level. So I'll share with y'all because this is why I'm here. I would say for me, probably like 2 years ago, I was very self-conscious about myself, and I wasn't always the person I am today. I always tell people it took me at least 2 or 3 years to get to this point, and I still have a long way to go. So with that being said, I always try to take, whenever I would get rejected by a job or a girl I was talking to, I would really take that personally, and it would bother me. I'm like, why did it not work out? I thought I did everything right. We have to realize that it's not always you. I'm very self-aware, and I have to realize that as long as I put my best foot forward, doesn't work out, that's your loss. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be great. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. I have time. I'm only 24, believe it or not. I know the beard can be a little deceiving, you know what I mean? But I have time. So with that being said, I know I will eventually find someone out there who is great and is compatible for me. But in the meantime, I just have to keep on willing to be the best version of myself. All right, so those are my 6 ways that you can improve your confidence skills. So if you made this far in the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to check out my next video this week where I will be dropping a food recipe.